I've been wanting to make a video since February. As you can see, I never really get around to doing those things. But probably the main part of not being able to make videos is school, and of course my laziness is a real big factor to take into account for. But that is, I suppose life update, or just maybe this could be just a rant or something. I don't know. Whenever, uh, for some reason, whenever I'm not recording, I just let out the most coherent sort of wording and sorts. As usually most, not advanced words. It's just simple words because well, not simple. You know what I'm talking about. I just let out the most shredders sort of coherent sentences and most deep conversation. Well, deep conversation. But whenever I start to record, my mind just goes blank. I don't know. So if you see my thought routine recording, that's me that going like this. What? Oh, what to say next, boy? Or just idling or something. So in the many cuts, this probably gone just me be thinking in the meanwhile. But I was talking about something that I do want to share, but I kind of scared too because I mean nobody watches this anyway. So they probably well last video I get like 36, fall off tremendously. I've been falling off, but I suppose what I wanted to talk about is like well the many people that I've lost over the past years of my life because lately looking back at a lot of things, I've realized that a lot of my old friends, a lot of my old best friends, quote unquote friends and best friends, uh, have been dead for a long, long while, and I've just been talking to a corpse most of the time when I do talk to some of them. Now, before I get into this, I want you to know I understand character development. I have been through a decent amount and I have changed. I'm not saying I don't like change. I'm not saying that I'm against it. I'm not saying that it is bad in any sort of sense. What I'm saying is you must not lose yourself. You must not lose who you are. Don't change. This gonna be the most cold take ever and the most cold sentence. You probably gonna go straight over your bottom hole. But don't lose yourself. Don't change yourself just to fit in. Because I have seen enough of it. I have seen so many of my friends, my loved ones, my family changing because of the social norm, other people, environment, and so on. And you yourself are probably aware how much you have changed over the years. Just look back 2 to a year, maybe longer. Look back, analyze. Have you lost yourself? I know I have, but I feel that I haven't lost all of me. I feel that I am gone. I am dead to some extent. But me as a person, as a personality, as I was younger and as till now, I still retain some of that magic that was me a few years ago. That magic that was in primary school. I consider primary school one of the best, best One of my best years of school. My best years in my best years in terms of school wise is in primary school. That's probably, for some people that's probably very sad to hear. That's very laughable to hear. That's very stupid to hear. I think you should. If you think high school is your peak, who am I? Who am I? But look back. When was the peak of your fun? When was the peak of your little brain experiencing fun? Was it now, where you have all these different emotions, where you have all these different things, or was it back then, back in primary school, back in elementary or kindergarten? I don't care. I don't care if your best moments in school was kindergarten or primary school or even daycare. That is not even a school, but I consider it something. I don't care, but at least you understand where I'm coming from, where what I'm trying to say. All of your best school years was back then. Now, stress, emotions, tests, so on, so forth, so ha, hi, ha. At least you understand where I'm coming from. Back then was peak fun. Now you're experiencing probably a third or a quarter of that. And despite despite some of you wanting not that to be true, it is, because I didn't want it to be true. Because our teacher, my standard five teacher, lied to me so horribly that I think about that every month, every single month. There's not a month goes by where I don't think about those haunting words that that lady said to me. That was the worst somebody ever lied to me in my life. I've never, I have never heard a more. Yeah, I'm losing time on my video here. I'm probably gonna have to make a part two. Of course, I'm gonna have to make a part two. But the lie she told me was, well, she told all of us as a class, the best years of her school life was in secondary school slash high school. I have never been manipulated so bad in my life until that point. Because when I reached in secondary school, I was, I was keeping that in my back pocket. But eventually I realized that lady manipulated, lied to every single one. Maybe I'm the only one who discovered that it was really a lie. Maybe I'm the only one who really understood that we were manipulated by that woman. I have the utmost respect for that lady. I'm grateful she ever taught me, because the amount of things and totishness I ever did, I don't know. My record, all right. I mean, it have a little bit of thing. Not even probably like one real bad thing, but I respect that lady. That lady told a lot of good advice to me. That lady basically saved me in a sense, because my mother was gone for me back in standard five after I graduated SEA, because I passed for Cooper West. That lady said, "No, put that child in Cooper West. Don't send that child back in standard five. She probably is dreaded to have me back in she class. That is why she didn't want me." But that lady saved my life to some extent, and I'm grateful for that. But I will never forget. I have forgiven her for the lie, but I will never ever forget the lie that was said to me that day. Because that was the, if there ever was a real nasty lie that I had to think about, it was that one. It was it was that one. Even if 100 other experiences, outline experiences, 100, a million, a trillion, that one, my best years of my school life was in high school slash secondary school. A million other experiences, a million other lie experiences. That one, no, none could top any that one, and that is the truth for me. Next video, I hope I could talk about my dead friends and a few of my dead family. Some literally, and some metaphorically, because I think you all know what I mean by dead. I don't think of them as dead, they're not dead to me. I don't hate them. I love them because I have to. Even if they've done the most nastiest thing to me, I still have to. Because I'm no better than them. I think you know where I'm going with this. The Lord died on the cross for all of us, not just me. And who am I to just dislike somebody just because they've turned into somebody that I don't know anymore? That's unfair. And I just hope they find Christ. I just hope they just repent and turn to Him and stop all this buffoonery. And yeah, that if there's anything that I could ever wish upon them, it's that they turn, even if they turn their backs upon me, as long as they find Christ, as long as they repent, as long as they live for Him, I will be so happy because I know a lot of people I know, a lot of people I love, a lot of friends that I cherish so badly will probably not make it because they haven't repented. They don't know Jesus Christ. They don't know a lot of things. And it just breaks my heart sometimes to just know that one day, that one day, that one day, that they will cease to my memory because we won't remember the people who didn't make it. Just knowing that they will be completely gone from my memory. It's not nice. Repent, please. Turn to the Lord no matter how many times you think you've fallen and you think you've gone too far. Just remember that I exist. Just remember that I am probably in the same boat with you if you think you've fallen too many times. And I still try to hold on to Him as best as possible, and I feel and I feel and I get up back and I feel and I feel. But I genuinely want to change, and I know that's one thing is different from being. I know action is stronger than words. Really, yeah, I know that. But I know that. I suppose I just don't want to feel any more weight that pulls me down when like I said, I remember that people I love and cherish the most right now get ceased from my memory when the day comes. Thank you, whoever stayed. I watched this 15-minute video. As always, God bless. Good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever. God bless. Good night.